Good morning. I'm going to talk some vape today. We're going to talk about the SMOK RPM 40 kit, the real pod mod. Up to 40 watts, variable wattage, fast charge, pod, and mod. Got a nice screen on it that's got multiple colors. You can change your hit count, you can change your wattage on it. It's got a lock feature on it. It's got pods, so this is the original pod for that, and then they've got the Nord pod. So this has got a mesh coil and this has a Nord coil. Well, apparently the Nord's been around for a little while longer than the new mesh coils. It's great if you want to do Nick salts. You can do Nick salts, even though that's a sub-ohm, it's low wattage. So the RPM standard pod is a 0.4 ohm coil with 4.3 ml capacity. And then the Nord coil, or Nord pod with the Nord coil, is a 0.6 ohm with a 4.5 ml coil installed. This has a 1500 milliamp hour battery in the unit, non-replaceable. The pods have a little rubber stopper here on the side that you can pop out. Well, take the whole thing off if you're not careful too, and fill your pod. They fit nice and tight. They seal up pretty good as far as the rubber stopper, but the coils like to leak a little bit when you change elevation, which apparently, you know, all units have a little bit of problem with that whenever you go out west coast and you're going over mountains and stuff like that. Well, the problem with that is, and I'm not quite sure exactly how well you're going to be able to see it, but we'll try. If you look down in there, you can see the contacts. Well, those contacts have a spring-loaded on there to where it can tell when the pod is in. So I'll click it right now with no. It says no pod, or no atomizer is what it says. And then whenever you put the pod in there, it clicks and it says pod attached. So it knows when it's in there and when it's not. Of course it does. Well, the problem is when it leaks down inside here. Well, that's spring loaded and that contact, eventually you're gonna have the problem of burning out your dang unit. So I think they need to figure out a way to redesign these to where they can't leak in there like that. Because not everybody lives in Kansas on flat land. I know you don't want to be buying one of these things all the time. I don't want to be buying one of these things all the time. That's the object of buying this. It's a reusable product. It's not like a pen like an Alto or a oh, what's that other one that all the kids, yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. It's where you got to buy a new pod every time. And another complaint that I've not got myself yet, because I've only had this unit for just a little while, but I have seen some reviews on it. They talk about using vape juice that etches the pod because it's plastic. Could that be glass? I mean, if that could be glass, you know, Gorilla Glass or whatever, okay, yeah, maybe you got a couple more dollars in the original pod, but you still, you know, you got a plastic mouthpiece to where maybe it wouldn't be quite as durable. Maybe that's the problem with that. But, you know, I mean, how many other vapes have, you know, glass tanks on them? Just an idea, SMOK. You know, looking at other people and reading their reviews and everything, they talk about how well this RPM performs compared to a lot of your older units. And I gotta say, I mean, I like it. It works pretty well. It's nice that you got you know, adjustable wattage on there. It tells you how long your hit was. You can set your wattage on there. It shows you the ohms of the coils, shows you the voltage while you're operating it. If you press and hold the bottom two buttons, it will lock your wattage. You press and hold the bottom two buttons and it'll unlock your wattage. If you press the left wattage down button and the vape button, the hit button at the same time, you can clear your puffs. If you press the right up button and the vape button at the same time, you can change your colors, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, it appears. You can, you know, have it a little bit customizable that way. If you press the hit button 3 times, it will lock it. So you put it in your pocket, boom, can't puff your, you know, unit in your pocket. Hit it 3 times, unlock it. And of course you got the standard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, powers off, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, powers on. Pretty nice, huh? Micro USB chargeable, of course. Quick charge. This thing, I mean, it takes no time to charge it whatsoever. So yeah, all in all, pretty decent unit. Could see some upgrades needs to happen maybe to the pod. Somehow having a top draw instead of a bottom down here to eliminate the possibility of getting fluid inside the unit like that. And maybe having glass, some type of Gorilla Glass or something of that nature. Surely it could be done and still fit in the same size of unit. You know, you were able to use the Nord coils in this Nord pod, which is apparently your older coil, but I do like the mesh coils. Mesh coil is, you know, a lot nicer coil to me, I believe. So yeah, that's my takeaway right now on the Nord pod RPM 40.